White Sargasso Sea, Rhys. Help me then. Listen, Dodo Shay. Plenty people fasten bad words on you and on your mother. I know it. I know who's talking and what they say. The man not a bad man, even if he love money, but he hears so many stories he don't know what to believe. This is why he keep away. I put no trust in none of those people around you. None of the people around you, not here, not in Jamaica. Not Ankara. Your auntie, old woman now, she turned her face to the wall. What do you know? I said. For that is what happened. When I passed the room, I heard her squabbling with Richard, and I knew it was about my marriage. It's disgraceful, she said. It's shameful. You're handing over everything the child owns to perfect stranger. Your father would never have allowed it. Your father would never have allowed it. She would be protected legally. A settlement can be arranged, and it should be arranged. That was his intention. You're talking about the honorable gentleman, not a rascal, Richard said. I'm not in a position to make conditions. As you know very well, she's damn lucky to get him, all things considered. Why should I insist on a lawyer settlement when I trust him? I would trust him with my life. He went on in an effective voice. You're trusting him with her life, not yours, she said. He told her, for God's sake, shut up, you old fool, and banged the door when he left, so angry that he did not notice me standing in the passage. She was sitting up in bed when I went into her room. Half-wit that the boy is, or pretends to be. I do not like what I have seen of this honorable gentleman. Stiff, hard as a board and stupid as a foot, in my opinion, except where his own interests are concerned. She was very pale and shaking all over, so I gave her the smelling salts on the dressing table. They were in red glass bottle with a gilt top. She put the bottle on her nose, but her hand dropped as though she were too tired to hold it steady. Then she turned away from the window. The sky, the looking-glass, the pretty things on the dressing table, the red and gilt bottle fell to the floor. She turned her face to the wall. The Lord has forsaken us, she said, and shut her eyes. She did not speak again. She did not speak again, and after a while I thought she was asleep. She was too ill to come to my wedding, and I went to say goodbye. I was excited and happy, thinking now it is my honeymoon. I kissed her, and she gave me a little silk bag. My rings, too, are valuable. Don't show it to him. Hide it away, promise me. I promised. But when I opened it, one of the rings were plain gold. I thought I might sell another yesterday, but who will buy what I have to sell here? Christophine was saying, your auntie too old and sick, and that Mason boy worthless. Have spunks and do battle for yourself. Speak to your husband calm and cool, tell him about your mother and all what happened at Colibri and why she gets sick and what they do to her. Don't bow at the man and don't make crazy faces. Don't cry either. Cry no good with him. Speak nice and make him understand. I've tried, I said, but he did not believe me. It is too late for that now. It is always too late for truth. I thought, I'll try again if you do what I ask. Oh, Christopher, I'm so afraid, I said. I do not know why, but so afraid. All the time, help me. She said nothing I did not. She said something I did not hear. Then she took a sharp stake and drew lines and circles on the earth under the tree. Then rubbed them out with her foot. If you talk to him first, I do what you ask me. Now? Yes, she said. Now look at me. Look in my eyes. I was giddy when I stood up, and she went into the house muttering and came out with a cup of coffee. Good shot of white rum in that, she said. Your face like dead women, and your eyes red like succulent. Keep yourself quiet. Look, Jojo coming. He talked to everybody about what he hear. Nothing but leaky calabash, that boy. When I had drunk the coffee, I began to laugh. I have been so unhappy for nothing. Nothing, I said. Her son was crying, a large basket on his head. I watched his strong brown legs swinging along the path so easily. He seemed surprised and inquisitive when he saw me, but he asked politely, impetuous. Was I well? Was the master in good health? Yes, Jojo, thank you. We're both well. Christophine helped him with the basket. Then she brought out the bottle of white rum and poured out half of the tumblerful. He swallowed it quickly. Then she filled the glass with water and she drank that like they do. She said in English, "The mistress is gone. Her horse at the back there. Saddle him up." I followed her into the house. There was a wooden table in the altar room, a bench, and two broken down chairs. Her bedroom was large and dark. She still had her bright patchwork counterpane, the palm leaf from Palm Sunday, and the prayer for a happy death. But after I noticed a heap of chicken feathers in one corner, I did not look around anymore. "So already you frightened, huh?" And when I saw her expression, I took my purse from my pocket and threw it on the bed. I don't. You don't have to give him. You don't have to give him money. I do this foolishness because you beg me, not for money. Is it foolishness?" I said, whispering, and she laughed again, but softly. "If Piquet said it's foolishness, then it's foolishness. Piquet clever like the devil, more clever than God, ain't so? Now listen, and I'll tell you what to do." When we came out into the sunlight, Jojo was holding Preston near a big stone. I stood on it and mounted. "Goodbye, Christophine. Goodbye, Jojo. Goodbye, mistress." "You come and see me very soon, Christophine?" "Yes, I'll come." I looked back at the end of the path. She was talking to Jojo, and he seemed curious and amused. Nearby, I caught a crowd, and I thought, this is for betrayal. But who is the traitor? She did not want to do this. I forced her with my ugly money. And what does anyone know about traitors? Or what Judas did what he did? I can remember every second of that morning. If I shut my eyes, I can see the deep blue color of the sky and the mango leaves, the pink and red hibiscus, the yellow handkerchief she wore around her head, tied in the martini fashion with the sharp points in front. But now I see everything still, fixed forever like the colors in the stained glass. I see everything, stained glass window. Only the clouds move. It was wrapped in a leaf, which she had given me. I felt it cool and smooth against my skin. The mistress paid a visit. Baptist told me when he brought my coffee that morning. She will come back tonight or tomorrow. She make up her mind in a hurry, and she has gone. In the afternoon, Emily brought me a second letter. "Why don't you answer? You don't believe me? You ask someone else. Everybody in Spanish Town now." "No. Why you think they bring you to this place? You want me to come to your house and bow out your business before everybody? You come to me, or I come." At this point, I stopped reading. The child Hilda come into the room, and I asked her, "Is Emily here?" "Yes, master." "Tell her I wish to speak to her." "Yes, master." She put her hand over her mouth as if to stifle laughter. But her eyes, which were the blackest I have ever seen, so black that it was impossible to distinguish the pupils from the iris, were alarmed and bewildered. I sat on the veranda with my back to the sea, and it was as if I had done it. It was as if I had done it all my life. I could not imagine different weather or a different sky. I knew the shape of the mountains as well as I knew the shape of the two brown jugs filled with white sweet scented flowers on the wooden table. I knew that the girl would be wearing a white dress. Brown and white she would be. Her white girl's hair, she called it, half covered with red handkerchief. Her feet bare. There would be the sky and the mountains, the flowers and the girl, and the feeling that all this was a nightmare, the faint consoling hope that I might wake up. She leans lightly against the veranda post, indifferently graceful, with respectful enough, and waited. Was this letter given to you? Asked. No, master. He'll not take it. And is this man who writes a friend of yours? Not my friend, she said, but he knows you. Or say he does. Says he does. Oh yes, I know, Daniel. Very well then. Will you tell him that his letter annoys me? His letters annoy me, and that he'd better not write again for his own sake. If he brings a letter, give it back to him, understand? Yes, master, I understand. Still learning against the post, she smiled at me, and I felt that at any moment her smile would become loud laughter. It was to stop this that I went on. Why does he write to me? She answered innocently. He don't tell you that? He write you 2 letters and he don't say why he is writing? If you don't know, then I don't know. But you know him? I said. Is his name Causeway? Some people say yes, some people say no. That's what he calls himself. He added thoughtfully that Daniel was a very superior man, always reading the Bible, and that he lived like white people. I tried to find out what she meant by this, and she explained that he had a house like white people, with one room only for sitting. Then that he had 2 pictures on the wall of his father and his mother. White people? Oh no, colored. But he told me in his first letter that his father was a white man. She shrugged her shoulders. All that too long ago for me. It was easy to see her contempt for long ago. I tell him what to say, master. Then she added, why don't you go and see him? It's much better. Daniel is a bad man, and he'll come here and make trouble for you. It's better he don't come. They say one time he was preacher in Barbados. He talked like a preacher, and he have a brother in Jamaica in Spanish Town, Mr. Alexander. Very wealthy man. He owned 3 rum shops and 2 dry goods stores. She flicked a look at me, as sharp as a knife. I hear one time that Miss Antoinette and his son, Mr. Sandy, get married, but that all foolishness. Miss Antoinette, a white girl with a lot of money, she won't marry with a colored man, even though he don't like colored man. You ask Miss Antoinette, she tell you. Like Hilda, she put her hand over her mouth, as though she would not stop herself from laughing and walk away. Then turned and said in a very low voice, I'm sorry for you. What do you say? I don't say nothing, master. A large table covered with red fringed cloth made the small room seem hotter. The only window was shut. I put your chair near the door, Daniel said. A breeze come in from underneath, but there was no breeze, not a breath of air. This place was lower down the mountain, almost at sea level. When I hear you coming, I take a good shot of rum, and then I take a glass of water to cool me down. But it don't cool me down. It run out of my eyes in tears and lamentations. Why don't you give me an answer when I write to you the first time? He went on talking, his eyes fixed on a frame text hanging on a dirty white wall. Vengeance is mine. You take too long, Lord, he told it. I hurry you up a bit. Then he wiped his thin yellow face and blew his nose on the corner of the tablecloth. They call me Daniel, he said, still not looking at me, but my name is Esau. All I get is curses and get outs from the damn devil, my father. My father, old Causeway, with his white marble tablet in his English church at Spanish Town for all to see. I have a crest. It have a crest on it and the motto in Latin, and words in big letters, in big black letters, letters, and never knows such lies. I hope that stone tie round his neck and drag him down to the hell in the end. Pills. They write up, beloved my awe. Not a word about the people he buy and sell like cattle. Merciful to the weak. They write up, mercy. The man have a heart like a stone. Sometimes when he gets sick of a woman which is quickly, he free her like he free my mother. Even he give her a hut and a bit of land for herself. A garden some call that, but it is no mercy. It's for wicked pride he'd do it. I never put my eyes on a man not haughty and proud like that. He walked like he owned the earth. I don't give a damn, he says. Let him wait. I can still see the tablet before my eyes because I go to look at it often. I knew by heart all the lies they tell. No one to stand up and say, why you write lies in the church? I tell you this so you can know what sort of people you mix up with. The heart know its own bitterness, but to keep it locked up all the time, that is hard. I remember it like yesterday, the morning he put a curse on me. 17 years old, I was 17 years old I was, and anxious. I started very early. I walk all the way to Calibri, 5-6 hours it take. Don't refuse to see me. He received me very cool and calm, and first thing he tell me is I am always pestering him for money. Just because sometimes I ask help to buy a pair of shoes and such, not to go barefoot like a nigger, which I'm not. He looked at me like I was dirt, and I get angry too. I have my rights after all. I tell him, and you know what to do. Well, you know what he do? He laughed in my face. When he finished laughing, he called me, what's your name? I can't remember other names. It was too much to expect of me. He says, talking to himself. Very old he looked in the bright sunshine that morning. It's you yourself call me Daniel, I tell him. I'm no slave like my mother was. Your mother was a sly boots, if ever there was one, he says. And I'm not a fool. However, the woman's dead, and that's enough. But if there's one drop of my blood in my spindly carcass, I'll eat my hat. By this time, my own blood at boiling point, I tell you. So I bawl back and eat him. I bawl back at him. Eat it then, eat it. You haven't much time. Not much time either to kiss and love your new wife. She's too young for you. Great God, he said, and face go red and then kind of gray color. He tried to get up, but he falls back in his chair. He have a big silver inkstand on his desk. He throw it at my head, and he cursed me. But I duck, and inkstand hit the floor. I have to laugh, but I go off quick. He sent me some money, not a word, only the money. It's the last time I see him. Daniel breathed deeply and wiped his face again and offered me some rum. When I thanked him and shook my head, he poured himself half a glassful and swallowed it. All that long time ago? He said, all that long time ago, he said. Why did you wish to see me, Daniel? The last drink seemed to have sobered him. He looked at me directly and spoke more naturally. I insist because I have to say this. Because I have this to say. When you ask me, when you ask if I tell you, when you ask if what I tell you is true, you will ask though you don't like me. When I ask if what I tell you is true, you will ask though you don't like me. I see that. But you know well my letter was no lie. Take care who you talk to. Many people like to say things behind your back. To your face they get frightened or they don't want to mix up. The magistrate now, he know a lot, but his wife his wife very friendly with the Mason family, and she stop him if she can. Then there's my half brother Alexander, colored like me but not unlucky like me. He will want to tell you all sort of lies. He was the old man's favorite, and he prospered right from the start. Yes, Alexander is a rich man now, but he keep quiet about it. Because he prosper, he is two-faced. He won't speak against white people. There is that woman up at your house, Christophine. There's that woman up at your house, Christophine. She's the worst. She have to leave Jamaica because she go to jail. You know that? Why was she sent to jail? What did she do? His eyes slid away from mine. I tell you I have Spanish Town. I tell you I leave Spanish Town. I don't know all that happened. It's something very bad. She is a big woman and they catch her. I don't believe in all that devil business, but many believe. Christophine is a bad woman and she will lie to you worse than your wife. Your own wife, she talks sweet talk. Your own wife, she talks sweet talk and she lies. The black and gilt clock on a shelf struck. The black and gilt clock on a shelf struck 4. I must go. I must get away from his yellow, sweating face and his hateful little room. I sat still, numb, staring at him. You like my clock? Said Daniel. I work hard to buy it, but it's to please myself. I don't have to please no woman, but me this and buy me that. Demons, and incarnate my opinion. Alexander now, he can't keep away from them. And in the end, he married a very fair colored girl, very respectable family. His son Sandy is like a white man, but more handsome than any white man, and received by many white people. They say, your wife knows Sandy since a long time. Ask her and she tell you, but not everything, I think. He laughed. Oh no, not everything. I see them when they think nobody see them. I see her when she... You going, huh? He darted to the doorway. No, you don't go before I tell you the last thing. You want me to shut my mouth about what I know? She start with Sandy. They fool you well about that girl. She look you straight in the eye and talk sweet talk. And it's lies, she tell you. Lies. Her mother was so. They say she worse than her mother, and she hardly more than a child. Must be you deaf. You don't hear people laughing when you marry her. Don't waste your anger on me, sir. It's not I fool you. It's I wish to open your eyes. A tall, fine English gentleman like you don't want to touch a little yellow rat like me, huh? Besides, I understand well. You believe me, but you want to do everything quiet, like the English can. All right. But if I keep my mouth shut, it seems to me you owe me something. What is £500 to you? To me, it's my life. Now disgust was rising in me like sickness. Disgust and rage. All right, he yelled, and moved away from the door. Go then, get out. Now it's me to say it. Get out, get out. And if I don't have the money, I want you will see what I can do. Give my love to your wife, my sister. He called after me venomously. You're not the first to kiss her pretty face, soft skin, pretty color, not yellow like me, but my sister just the same. At the end of the path out of sight and sound of the house, I stopped. The world was giving up to heat and flies. The light was dazzling after his little dark room. A black and white goat tethered nearby was staring at me, and for what seemed minutes, I stared back into its slanting yellow-green eyes. Then I walked to the tree where I'd left my horse and rode away as quickly as I could. Oh, that was tough. So that's for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.